Good afternoon, students. Yes, today we are going to learn a new lesson in social studies. Are you ready? Okay. Students, at home, you expect your parents to look after you. You expect them to provide you with a home, give you food and clothes, and to pay your school fees. These are your rights. But students, when you have rights, you also have some duties. Some of your main duties are to respect and help your parents, and to pay attention to your studies. What do you think are your other duties? Yes, I'll explain. So today we are going to learn lesson number 19, our rights and duties. Our rights and duties. In this lesson, we are going to learn the following topics: our constitution, the guiding principles of our constitution, our fundamental rights, our fundamental duties, the directive principle of state policy. Let's learn these one by one. Our constitution. Our country was ruled by the British for almost 200 years. How many years? 200 years. Our country was ruled by the British for almost 200 years. After a long and hard struggle, India got its independence from the British on 15th August 1947. So we got independence from the British on 15th August 1947. Our leaders got together to form a government. Our leaders got together to form a government. One of the first things they did was to make a set of rules based on which the government would run. This set of rules is known as our constitution. So students, did you understand what is constitution? A set of rules based on which the government would run is known as constitution. The constitution was accepted on 26th January 1950. We celebrate this day as Republic Day. So our constitution was accepted on 26th January 1950 and we celebrate this day as Republic Day. Just look on the screen, you can see the Constitution of India. Students, do you remember we say this? Yes, when? During our prayers. Very good. I'll just read this for you. The Constitution of India. We, the people of India, having solemnly resolved to constitute India into a sovereign, democratic republic and to secure to all its citizens justice, social, economical and political liberty of thought, expression, belief, faith and worship, equality of status and of opportunity, and to promote among them all fraternity, assuring the dignity of the individual and the unity of the nation. In our Constituent Assembly, this 26th day of November 1949, do hereby adopt, enact and give to ourselves this Constitution. Our Constitution lays down some important guiding principles that have to be followed by the leaders of our nation. So our Constitution lays down some of the important guiding principles that have to be followed by the leaders of our nation. The preamble or introduction. This is the preamble or introduction to our Constitution, describes India as a democratic, socialist, secular republic. The preamble or introduction to our Constitution describes India as a democratic, socialist, secular republic. What does this mean? Democratic. This means that all the people of the country will choose or elect leaders who would form the government. This means that we choose our leaders, we elect them and they form the government. This kind of government is called a democracy. Thus, our country is no longer ruled by the kings. Earlier, our country was also ruled by the kings. So, democracy means that we choose our leaders, we elect them and we choose them, and they form the government. So this kind of government is called a democracy. If the people are not happy with their elected leaders, they can be removed from their posts. So students, did you understand what is democracy? See, on the screen you can see a picture of the people standing in a queue to cast their votes. So we choose our leader by electing them and they form a government. Next is socialist. This means that all the people in the country will be treated as equals. Means that all the people in a country are treated as equals. The government will not differentiate between people on the basis of their caste, religion or any other way. This is known as the principle of socialism. So students, did you understand what is socialism? It means that all the people in the country are treated equals. There will not be any difference between the people. The government will not differentiate between the people on the basis of their caste, creed, religion, gender. All are treated as equals. This is known as the principle of socialism. Next is secular. This means that all the people in the country would be free to follow whatever religion they want. This is known as the secularism. So here in our country, people are allowed, they are free to follow any religion. So this is called secularism. See, in India we have major religions. See here, India's major religions. We have many religions in India. Hinduism, Sikhism, Jainism, Buddhism, Islam, Christianity. So there are many religions. So people are free to follow whatever religion they want. This is known as secularism. So students, did you understand what is secularism? Next, republic. What is republic? This means that our head of state is elected by the people. Here we elect our head. India is headed by an elected president, unlike Britain, whose head of state is a hereditary monarch. So here we elect our leader, we elect our head. Whereas in Britain, it is a hereditary monarch. What is monarch? A monarch means a country that is ruled by a king or queen. That is monarchy. A country that is ruled by a king or queen is called monarchy. But here republic means we elect our leader, we elect our head. That is called republic. So students, did you understand what is republic? Next is our fundamental rights. The Constitution of India gives its citizens certain fundamental rights. If anyone feels that his or her fundamental rights have been denied, he or she can approach a court of law. He or she can approach a court of law. So fundamental rights. The Constitution of India gives its citizens certain fundamental rights. If anyone feels that his or her fundamental rights have been denied, he or she can approach a court of law, can go to a court of law. There are certain fundamental rights. I'll explain in the next class. So students, did you understand our constitution? So let's summarize what we learned today. Our constitution, our fundamental rights. What is constitution? Set of rules based on which the government would run is constitution. Our fundamental rights. The constitution has given its citizens certain fundamental rights. If anyone, he or she feels that her fundamental rights have been denied, they can go to a court of law. So students, will continue in the next class. Until then, goodbye. Take care.